Ladies and gentlemen, today is Monday, January 24th, and we just witnessed an unreal NFL divisional weekend. I mean, possibly one of the best NFL weekends we've ever seen. I'm Casey alongside Oliver Marbrick. And Oliver, what's the agenda today? What are we talking about?
And man, we're going to talk about that crazy weekend of football we all just witnessed. I mean, four incredible games all came down to the wire. We'll talk a little NBA and we'll touch on some NHL lastly. So, we got some stuff to talk about today. Let's get into it.
All right, for episode 50, we brought on some awesome guests from the past. We got Luke Scheibel joining us all the way from the East Coast. It's 11 p.m. there right now, so shout out him. Then we got Johnny Macris, another faithful of CO Sports Talk. So how you doing, Johnny?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Just witnessed some great football this last weekend, man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, so let's get right to it, to be frank with you. Starting off with, as you'll see the highlights rolling right now, Titans and the Bengals, the Evan McPherson show. And, I predicted this, not to brag. I had the Bengals in the AFC Championship. And, boys, what do you think about this Bengals team? Is there any way that they can make the Super Bowl?
Not after what we've seen from the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs look like far and away the best team in football ever, really, since that early season struggles they had. So I don't see it happening, but who knows? I mean, the Cincinnati magic can maybe continue because this has been an incredible ride so far in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, on my, all I'm seeing on my Instagram feed as I'm scrolling is like, this is the only man that can stop us from seeing Jackson Mahomes twerking at the Super Bowl. So, I mean, like that's kind of a possibility, I guess. But, this Bengals team is hot. Jamar Chase is popping off, but they kind of showed that they have more than just Jamar Chase. That's like receiving threats too. And their defense is no joke either. So, she'll be a good one.
Yeah. I think, Joe Shiesty gives him a good chance. He's pretty damn good. But I mean, it seems like in these AFC or like these championship games, the new guy always loses. Like the first year the Chiefs went, they lost. Then it was like the Bills, they lost. So I don't know. I feel like it's gonna happen again. The Bengals are kind of young, but I mean, hey, they got a really good future with, Jamar Chase, Higgins, and Joe Shiesty. So yeah.
I mean, dude, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's facts. I mean, also, let's talk a little about this game. Ryan Tannehill, I mean, a lot of people are anti-Ryan Tannehill and didn't think he was the truth. And how do you guys think he played? I mean, he obviously threw a pick on the very first play of the game to John Chung. I mean, Jesse Bates. And ever since that, the Bengals just kind of pounded on him. And the King played. He got stuffed on that fourth down. But yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Okay, so crazy stat. Donta Foreman had 4 carries for 66 yards, and Derrick Henry had 20 rushes for 62 yards. So
crazy.
It's 16 more carries, but at 4 less yards. So I don't know. I mean, his first game, he had a metal plate in his foot. I expect him to return to form next year. But Tannehill, I don't think he played very well. I mean, 220, 1 TD, 3 picks. I mean, that's not a great game from him, to be honest.
Arthur Juwan Brown had a nice game too, though. You can't count him out. He had an amazing touchdown catch.
Yeah.
So, but another year, another Titans letdown. I mean,
yeah.
1 seed. This
What's
was
new?
So
it was so.
Casey, I actually have a pretty hot take, and you can quote me on this. Joe Burrow is the best bad quarterback in the league.
Whoa.
Like he's a good systems quarterback. He can
top 10, bro.
I mean, he can move the ball around, but he doesn't really bring anything special to the table. And for that reason, the Titans aren't really doing anything in the playoffs.
Bro, Joe Burrow plays for the Bengals.
Oh, sorry. No, I meant Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, but we'll edit that Joe Burrow part out. Yeah. No, that actually is facts. That is facts.
Yeah.
I was mad confused for a sec there.
Yeah, so I was like, what?
Joe Burrow's balling. But.
Yeah, Tannehill, I mean, he's kind of just like the Kirk Cousins of the AFC. I mean, just is kind of a safe player. Like, you're not going to – I don't know. He just doesn't do anything special, like Luke said. So, I mean, about Derrick Henry, I just wasn't impressed. It felt like every time they gave the ball to him, it was a loss of 2. Wasn't impressed with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Titans, Bengals, what a game. By the way, we got Will Maxwell. We're just bringing on all the guests. It's episode 50. Excuse the chaos, but it's episode 50. If you watch right now, you're welcome to join. We're live. So, yeah. Next game, Saturday night, my San Francisco 49ers defeated the Green Bay Packers. Johnny's also a Niners fan. And I mean, the defense bailed us out, but obviously special teams too. We're just probably the third best team in the NFL right now. The defense continues to ball out. And J-Mart, what do you think about this team?
I mean, our defense is just amazing. Like, I don't know what to say. D'Amico Ryans filled Robert Saleh's shoes perfectly. Our defense, they some dogs. Like Devontae Adams, first drive, he was kind of destroying us and everything. Then second half, he was kind of a ghost. Like, he didn't really do anything. Secondary kind of did really well. Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw, Azeez Al-Shaair. I mean, our defense is just freaking ridiculous. Eric Armstead, I will say this. I was wrong about him. I really wanted us to keep DeForest Buckner, and we kept Armstead instead. And it made me upset at first, but Armstead's proven why, he's worth all that money.
Well, DeForest is still a better player, but Armstead's cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
Armstead's a cheaper player, and he's had a breakout year. And for instance, he's been so much miles ahead better than Kinlaw. I mean, he's hurt. But yeah, dude, this is awesome for the Niners. We've got a great game. It started with the nice green field. It just became snowy and snowier as time gone on. I've watched the highlights about 30 times now. The Packers could have won this game so easily. And I mean, they just couldn't find a way, I guess. And I predicted that they just have this issue where they sometimes just slow down offensively. But I also would win. But yeah.
Well, like Jamar mentioned, like the defense was kind of balling out. The offense, they were a little slow. But how about the special teams? The Packers special teams, like they couldn't get their shit together all game, and the Niners just balled out, like the pump block for a touchdown, and it was a spectacle, truly.
Yeah,
Robbie Gold, friend of the program,
a 10-point swing.
Yeah,
the block, field goal, and the punt return TD.
Robbie Gold, friend of the program, by the way. He's coming on this offseason, and he is unreal.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel for Packers fans a little bit. I mean, every year seems to be their year, and then they always just fall short. Another choke in the playoffs. And Aaron Rodgers, I mean, himself, he said it was the last dance, so he's off elsewhere. I mean, I've seen a lot of Steelers and Devontae Adams, unless I'm going to guess he's going to get franchise tag, but if not, I've seen a lot of Raiders, stuff like that. So this seems like this is the last game that Rodgers and Adams are going to play in Green Bay, at least together. So I feel for Green Bay fans because after, being a really good team for 20 years, they only have one ring to show for it.
I mean, yeah, I kind of feel for them, but they've been a winning franchise all these years. Like
they got loyal fans out.
Like the Niners were we were pretty freaking shitty from 14, 15 to
2 years.
20.
All right, let's easy out with the swearing here, man. We got many people watching all over.
Friendly.
Yeah, family friendly.
Nick 830.
And then also
hey, Cypher, can you keep it family friendly? But so I feel like really tough last dance for the Packers. Devontae to Oaktown, Aaron Rodgers to Denver, Mile High Club. GG Packers. Hopefully, Jordan Love and Alan Lazard and Equanimous St. Brown can get it going.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be. I think they're a lot gonna be like the Saints next year or this year that we thought the Saints were gonna be like after they lost Drew Brees, and the Saints were still almost a playoff team. So I could totally see that happening. I'm totally not saying that Love's not a good player at all. I think he'll be a solid player. But yeah, Packers
for Minshew.
Yeah, they could also do that, but then you got to give Love a chance if you're going to take him in the first round.
Or Packers
getting a shot.
All you Niners fans, what will be your thoughts on him going to San Francisco?
Dude, I'd take that, except then Trey Lance was a waste of a pick.
But we didn't trade 3 first rounders to
I think
Trey Lance next year.
Let's just talk about Jimmy G, overhated. I don't think there's a single Niners fan out there who's supporting your franchise QB.
I mean, it's Casey.
Niners fans are too mean and
I've been a Jimmy G supporter the whole season.
Jimmy G played a good game. That pick was almost a lit play. Just didn't get to him. It was snowing. But he had one that should have been a 7-yard TD to Kittle drop. Debo was dropping in the first half. There were a lot of drops. I mean, he didn't play crazy, but he got the job done.
Yeah.
And I think Niners fans are we live in the Bay. They're too privileged. There's no blue collar workers who are just happy to have a guy like Jimmy on their team.
I like Jimmy.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a love-hate relationship with Jimmy a long time, but I'm starting to love him a little bit more now. because he's getting the job done. But I will say, I don't think our offense was too bad. You know, we were driving down into the red zone twice. We lost on 4th and 1. Horrible play call. I don't know why we ran up the middle. Pull Trent Williams was so dumb. And then obviously that Jimmy G play was almost spectacular, and then he just threw like a waffle straight to the freaking defender. So
Waffle.
yeah, a waffle. And yeah, no, I think he'll play really well this weekend, though, to be honest.
I think Jimmy is that guy, top 10 QB in the NFL right now. And I mean, I don't want to hear stats, all this BS. At the end of the day, Jimmy is a winner. He's a proven winner, and he's done it time after time again. Right now, he's playing like he's a senior in high school. You know, he had this section championship. Now he's going to go to NorCal. Super Bowl will be the state championship. He knows he's not coming back on the Niners, and he's playing for one more game. And just like all the seniors in high school, he's doing it. He's going to win state. He's going to lead us to the promised land because Jimmy is that guy. He's a proven winner. He's the Italian stallion, and that's why Jimmy is the GOAT. Also, 3 of the final 5 games for the Niners could be at SoFi Stadium this year. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if this is up to date, but Jimmy is 31-14 with the Niners. I mean, he's just a winner, man.
He gets the job done.
He's
I mean, yeah.
turned the organization around. Like you,
But I don't know if that's credit to him though.
hey,
I
he
mean,
gets the
I'll
job
give him.
done.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I just don't.
It's like the Mac Jones treatment. People be hating on Mac Jones, but like,
I don't get
he
Mac
is
Jones
game,
slander, bro.
like,
Mac Jones
people
is
be
a-
hating on Mac Jones, saying like literally, you guys know my QB. I don't know if I said this on CO, but I literally had Zach Wilson 1, Mac Jones 2, Davis Mills 3, and those are the top 3 in no order. So
Was that ranking based on their performance this season or what?
no, that's what I said before beginning of the season. That was my
Oh,
power
okay,
ranking
okay.
coming out of the draft.
Damn! Shout out Davis Mills.
I called it, dude. I called it.
I go.
Johnny knows, bro. I did say that.
Yeah, he did. It's true.
Nah, it's good.
Casey
good.
also called. Casey said Davis Mills was going to win Rookie of the Year.
I mean, he deserves it. He's in a bad situation.
And their coach should not have been fired now.
Yeah, I feel for David Culley, man. He went into an awful situation and
He got
didn't do
fired.
that bad.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got fired.
Did good. Like they overachieved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw 0-17 projections everywhere, and they won 4 games. So
They almost beat the Niners.
yeah, they almost beat the Pats too. They should have beat the Pats.
Didn't
Dude, you
almost-
know who got canned that I
almost
was like
the
really
Niners?
flustered about? Dude, Brian Flores. Why'd
Racist.
they get rid of that guy?
Yeah,
That's
we didn't
fair.
talk about that, Casey. Like that's a ridiculous sign. Ridiculous firing.
It was, and I think everyone has such a short leash these days, man. Like, gives people some time. I think it has a lot to do with Chris Greer, I believe his name is, their GM. He didn't get along with Flores.
I mean, I thought the Dolphins overachieve every year. Like their roster is really just not that good. And for them to they lost, I think 6 straight, then won 7 straight, and then they beat the Patriots to end the year. Like, how do you fire a coach? Like, I thought they overachieved this year. I don't know if that's just me.
It was yeah. I mean, he gave him first back-to-back winning seasons in since the 90s, and but at the end of the day, I think it came down to disagreement within management. Flores wasn't sold on Tua as his starting quarterback. There was just disagreement there. He really wanted Deshaun Watson in Miami, and so there was a lot of just turmoil in the front office. So
Yeah.
that can do it, but it just raised a lot of question marks because he was definitely overachieving and getting the job done, and I think that team's really close to being another.
Speaking of getting the job done, the Rams beat the Buccaneers and got the job done on Sunday morning in Tampa. Tom Brady, maybe the end of his career, who knows? But wow, what a game. We almost saw another Brady comeback as you see the highlights right now. Cooper Kupp is ridiculous, as we all know. We've talked about another friend of the program. And Cam Akers, welcome back, another friend of the program. Had a couple fumbles, but, it's all good. And Tampa
It's
almost
over.
won this game. And, besides Mike Evans, Tampa does not have that good threats for Brady. Like, with Godwin out, I don't know. They got, Keyshawn Vaughn and Johnson as their best receivers besides Evans.
I think, Bucs tanking for draft picks. They're going big next year against Brady. Or with Brady.
Scotty Miller.
The last dance. The Scotty Miller, Tom Brady last dance is next year, I think, boys.
I mean, with AB leaving and Godwin tearing his ACL, you're right. I mean, the weapons are definitely
Shout out to
scarce.
Palace.
So yeah, but guys like Johnson really stepped up. And so it's Tyler Johnson, man. he was good at Minnesota. Yeah, he stepped up. Scotty Miller is kind of that, that classic Brady White slot guy. But yeah, I mean, he didn't have much to work with. I feel like Gronk is kind of slowing down. He started off hot this season, but he just looks kind of slow out there, which is expected. And so, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Antoine Winfield in that secondary really sold the game. I mean, how are you going to double? I mean, not double. That was the problem. They went single coverage on the best receiver in football this year, not overall. And yeah, I don't know what they were doing. They were sending heat with, I don't know what the Bucs were thinking there, but yeah, that was just a mistake. And Brady gave a valiant effort, but it was all in vain.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm just thinking ahead till next year. I mean, the big story coming into this year was how they hung on to all 22 of their starters from last year, and they were such a big threat to win. But with all those contracts in the cap space, I don't know if they're going to be able to hang on to all their guys. Plus, Brady might leave, it may be a whole different team.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, Bruce Arians also is kind of a mediocre coach, just to be real.
He's so overrated.
They're carried by, besides Brady, obviously, Brian Leftwich is an unreal offensive coordinator, deserves to be a coach. And Todd Bowles is also a solid D coordinator.
Yeah. Former Jets coach.
Yeah.
Shout out Jets.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that was a good game. And also, I called it. The Rams are unreal against everyone but the Niners. I had them in the NFC Championship beating the Bucs. I called it. I just know things, man. Just trust me on stuff. All right. I don't bet, I don't bet money. I'm not a big bettor myself. I don't gamble, but I know things. So, I can be like a gamble informationist if you want.
You can run a blog for sports betting.
Love Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, he's actually just a really good receiver.
Yeah. I think he's slightly overrated because he's a slot guy. He's not lining. He's good and all.
You sound like those dudes on TikTok, bro.
Yeah, you sound like those dudes on TikTok who say they scheme around him. Like they scheme around everybody. Like, come on.
They scheme around Debo.
Yeah, they scheme around Debo. They scheme around Devontae. Like, but I hate that argument.
No, I understand that Kupp gets like worse matchups compared. I mean, he's on like the third corner, but that doesn't excuse his hands.
Yeah, he's still doing
especially good. his yards after catch. I mean,
his route running is also unreal.
Yeah, route running. He leads the league in yak. So, I mean, what are you going to say about that? So, I agree he gets open probably more than if he had the number one corner on him all the time, but he's still a very good player and I think a top 10 receiver.
Yeah, and lastly, shout out Leonard Fournette.
Shout out Odell.
He came off an injury, been out a few weeks, and he's an unreal player. So, yeah, I like Leonard a lot. Another friend of the program. But yeah, that's enough for the Rams Bucs game. This was a great game in Tampa on a Sunday, and then it was a great pre-match leading up to the game of the year so far. The Buffalo Bills taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And wow, what a game as I roll the highlights. The Buffalo Bills, unreal offense, the Chiefs, unreal offense, but it ultimately came down to overtime rules and the fact that it wasn't even a joke. Like everyone just says it's a joke, 13 seconds, too much time for Patrick Mahomes. It literally wasn't. Like,
it literally was.
The guy's unreal.
Yeah. I mean, this similar to the Chiefs game against the Patriots a few years ago, this game really sparked a lot of feedback from the football community about a change in the overtime rules. And personally, I agree there should be change. But I think it should be a timed overtime still. I don't like the idea of college overtime because the games just would never end.
True.
So I like just a 10-minute period, no restrictions, like nothing like that. 10-minute, you play 10 more minutes. Whoever wins. If you tie, you tie. And obviously, if the playoffs, you play another 10-minute period. But
I think it's a little too much. 2 10-minute periods.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you say that because I was actually watching a TikTok and I'll play devil's advocate here. I'm hearing a lot of slander about the overtime rules, but to be frank, like it's already like a full game's already passed, and the players get tired, they get banged up,
Yeah,
and
true.
at the end of the day, think about like it's called overtime, it's not like over means like after the game, and so think about like even though they may get the ball, like teams score like less than 20% of the time, like they have the ball, they'll score a touchdown less than 20% of the time, and the other team only needs a field goal. So at the end of the day, like the rules like low key aren't as bad as like people make them out to be.
Well said, Scheibel. Great
Well
take.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
another
thanks for
friend of the
that.
program, Palo Alto Online writer Glenn Reeves says he's very much for the overtime rules. Very about the book guy.
Old school guy.
Old head, dude.
But another great guy. Like I love that guy. He's
Timer, good guy.
devoting is like he's
Uses pen and
writing.
clipboard instead of this Twitter.
Yeah, I know. He goes. No, I agree. I guess I didn't think about the it's too much time. But in the regular season, I like maybe you could do like 7 minutes, like half of I don't know. But I kind of just like timed. But in playoffs, I don't know. They're gonna have to figure something out because it can't be too long because they have games to play the next week if they win the game. But also I think it's fair to have both teams play offense. So
I don't think it will ever be changed though. But I mean, yeah. And to be fair, in I believe the 2018 season, this exact same thing happened to Kansas City, as Oliver just mentioned. They lost to the Patriots in their first AFC championship, and now they just are about to host their fourth one in a row. I mean, Kansas City deserves it. They're becoming a mini Patriots. The Patriots haven't even done this, hosting 4 in a row AFC championships. They're officially a dynasty, as we all kind of realized. But yeah, they're unreal. And I just feel so bad for the Bills because they're there. They're at the point where they should be able to now make the AFC championship, maybe even make the Super Bowl, but they just have one team in their way, and they're the second best team in the NFL. Josh Allen is superb. I mean, it's frustrating for them. If they didn't have the Chiefs, they would be. If they were the Niners right now, they'd easily make the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, I think, yeah, I mean, their Bills are great. They're ready to win now. I mean, their offense is unreal. Gabriel Davis, shout out him. Wow. Like what a
breakout
game.
game.
That guy's an animal. But no, I think one thing that's kind of being like, not really overlooked because everyone's talking about it, but the Bills defense was ranked first in the NFL leading up to this. And then they let the Chiefs drive down, what was it, like 40 yards for them to get a field goal with 13 seconds. I mean, if you're the best defense in the NFL, you shouldn't let that happen with 13 seconds. But I mean, they played their hearts out. I feel so bad for Josh Allen because, he couldn't even get a chance.
And Diggs, man. Diggs was the one watching them in Kansas City last year. No.
Yeah, well, Diggs, I mean, his revenge game was like, he didn't do very well. I mean, he had 7 yards, but to be fair, Gabriel Davis was just wide open the entire game. So, yeah.
I mean, is it safe? This is a hot take, I think, but because I'm comparing him to probably the person who's going to win MVP this year, but is it safe to say that Josh Allen is the second best quarterback in football right now over Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
I don't think yet.
Yeah, it might be.
In my opinion, I'm taking Josh Allen over Aaron Rodgers right now.
I am too.
The only
I mean,
person above him is
yeah.
Mahomes.
I mean, don't spoil it too much,
really
Oliver.
does.
But we'll see during our top 10 picks this offseason because I'm so excited for them. Me and Oliver, by the way, for all the viewers, we're doing top 10 picks for all the big positions this offseason. They'll be in our top 10 series. We're gonna have one guest for each of them probably. So all three of you guys may make an appearance. But yeah, I'm so excited for that, Oliver. And I think Josh Allen has improved in my opinion. But Rodgers, I don't think Rodgers played that bad on Saturday.
Yeah, it was just cold.
He didn't. But yeah, I mean,
He threw a dime to Aaron Jones, and Aaron Jones decided to cut left instead of scoring. I mean, these generational players.
Yeah, that would never happen in the early 2000s.
Yeah, exactly.
the way that Josh Allen has the best arm in the NFL, yet is a super mobile guy and
The mobile Big Ben with a cannon. It's just unreal.
Josh Allen is like Tebow, except he got a chance.
We've never seen a player like Allen ever in the NFL. There's no player comp to him.
I mean, Will knows it too, but as a member of the AFC East, you play, my Patriots and his Jets, we play against them twice a year. It's the most frustrating thing to play against.
It's consistent,
You
but
think you haven't bottled up. You locked up all the deep threats, so you can't throw a cannon, and he just scrambles first down and trucks over your linebacker. So it's just really
don't sleep on the AFC East. They're on the come up. I
Yeah,
think
we're on the come up, bro.
fired their coach because there has to be a bottom dweller in the AFC East, and the Dolphins want to belong there. So,
dude, honestly, the Dolphins are my least favorite team in the AFC East, and now the Jets are my second favorite.
dude, the Jets low-key could be good.
You guys are kind of just like innocent, like
just a lot of rookies, just like
you gotta feel bad for the Jets, man.
yeah. But I hate the Dolphins because they beat the Patriots like when they don't need to. Like they just want to play sport.
Yeah.
Every time.
They own us, bro. I hate them.
It's like the Padres and the Giants. Wait, for all the AFC or for all the old timers watching, Vlone World. I don't know how old you are, but alcohol free. Tell us who is a Josh Allen player type. Like who is someone that reminds you of Josh Allen? Just curious.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
John Unitas.
I have no. I don't think we've ever seen someone that has the same like mobility and size, and also has a cannon, but is so fast. I don't think we have. I mean, maybe Steve McNair, rest in peace. But I
Danny
don't think
Peters.
we've ever seen anyone like him.
I got Josh Allen archetype is like that big guy who you want on like your little league team who just like hits.
Yeah, he's like that guy who like fakes his birth certificate.
Yeah, who just like can pitch like 70 and hits dingers and like everyone wants him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
But,
that was insane.
Never seen anyone like that guy.
I want the Bills to win a Super Bowl, man. I do.
Yeah, I really feel bad for their fans. I really do. I mean, Johnny's on mute, but whatever. But yeah, once again, this weekend proved that the NFL postseason, there's nothing like it. NFL postseason is 100% greater than college postseason, no question. College regular season is greater than NFL regular season, in my opinion. But due to the fact that the college postseason sucks and the NFL postseason is unreal, and all the other ones have like series, like NBA series and on like the weekdays, and the NFL is just one game on the weekend, nothing like it.
That's true. And having only one game calls for more upsets because, you know, any given Sunday, if you have a 7-game series, it gives the better teams they're going to win most of the time because they have 7 games to, you know, win instead of just one. So they can have an off night and still win the series. So it's the most exciting and most like, I don't know what's going to happen kind of series. But I mean, I think all playoffs are good in their own ways.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But yeah, there we have it. NFL divisional recap, unreal weekend. There we have it. Predictions for everyone real quick. We got the Niners and the Rams in the NFC, and in the AFC, we got the Chiefs and the Bengals, which I knew the Bengals are going to make it, man. I'm just saying we've seen it so many times every time a new franchise make it. They're going to lose, but yeah. What do you guys have? I personally have, I mean, I hate to say it, but I got Chiefs Rams. A little battle of that 2018 Monday Night Football game that was scheduled for Mexico City that got postponed into the Coliseum back when LA played there. I was in LA for it. I like that, and I'm hoping I'm wrong because I want my Niners.
I mean, I've been getting called out at school by CO Sports Talk watchers, including Jack Newman, Luke Young, by keep downing in the Niners. So you know what? I'll pick the Niners, even though I think it's like impossible to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. I mean, look at Bucs Saints.
7 times in 1 year or in a row now.
7 times in a row. I mean, that's just
the Rams are due.
Rams are due, but
it scares me.
Just to keep people at school happy, I'll pick Chiefs, Niners, and Chiefs win.
Personally, I think, well, opinion based, I feel like if your team is not left in the playoffs, you're obviously rooting for the Bengals. Like,
yeah,
I'll be rooting for Bengals, Niners, by the way.
I would take, I don't know. I just want the Bengals to make it. I don't really care. I think it'll be Chiefs will win it handily, whoever they play.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, Chiefs are by far the best team left.
I feel like yesterday was the Super Bowl almost.
That should have been.
I think they should have given the win back to Lombardi.
Like me and my dad were talking about this. The Chiefs actually would have 50 bombed the Packers or the Niners the way they played.
I don't know, man. That Niners D, don't play with them. I mean, Jimmy's a winner. Screw it. I'm switching it. I got Niners Bengals, man. I mean, Jimmy's just a winner. He's a winner, bro.
He gets the job done.
Who's covering Tyreek Hill in that secondary, bro?
Haywan Williams.
And Jimmy Ward.
Ambry Thomas.
Jimmy Ward had a terrible game, bro.
Josh Norman.
Jimmy Ward was out there lost, bro.
Emmanuel Mosley's good. I don't know what everyone.
Jimmy Ward got beat.
Dante Johnson.
Oh God, he's great, man. Love Dante Johnson.
No, I want your picks, bro.
Yeah. All jokes aside, I got to go with the White Boy Wonder, Cooper Kupp and the LA Rams. You know, they got home, and you know, I just think they're going all the way to the Super Bowl. But you know, on the other side of the bracket, you know, Joe Shiesty is looking pretty hot. So is the rest of the squad down from Cincinnati, and I just think that's going to be a pretty good Super Bowl.
Rams Bengals
Rams, you know.
Rams Bengals would be like the best color combo by far.
The two 4 seeds, man.
Well, that would be a nice color combo.
That would be a great color combo. That would just be beautiful.
As long as it's Niners Chiefs is the worst.
I know, low key, like Evans and Niners fan, I'm just sick of the red on red, bro. But I feel like that's the most likely.
Okay, if we wear all white unis, it would be fire. But no,
No Niners Chiefs.
No,
You
that's what we
can't-
did in 2019 in Miami,
Yeah, as
bro.
long
we,
as it's
we,
not
we
Niners
wore the
Chiefs, I
brown
don't
pants. It's got to be all white. The throwbacks.
It already happened. You can't have it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly. It happened like 2 years ago. I just want something else.
I do
Yeah,
Bengals. I wanted
Bengals-
Bills Niners. That would have been so good.
I wanted Bills Bengals, low key.
Sir, that can't happen.
That can't
I
happen.
know. I wish they gotta change up the playoffs.
I wanted Patriots.
The Bills will
Bucs.
keep losing the Chiefs for 15 years, and Josh Allen will be like Dan Marino, where he just never like makes it.
Yeah, watch Josh Allen be like the next like
Philip Rivers.
that's like the most talented of all time. It never wins. He's gonna be
Yeah.
like he's like a steroid version of Matt Stafford, like even better, but never can make it past the Chiefs.
Yeah. I'll give my pick real quickly. So, Chiefs. I'm sorry. I think they're just gonna handle business against the Bengals, man. Like I don't really know. I think they're just gonna handle business there.
Bengals won though already this year.
Yeah, people are forgetting Bengals won a few weeks
True,
ago.
true. The Bengals are no joke. Like, it could be closer than people think. Too much experience. Like I think they're just gonna win. And then Rams Niners. I love my Niners. 6-0. The Rams are so long overdue. We own the Rams, but I mean, come on, like the Rams are so good. But I'm still picking the Niners. Come on, I gotta pick the Niners. I guarantee you, SoFi Stadium's gonna be packed with red. It's gonna be another home game for the Niners in LA. We're going back to the bowl. We're gonna play in LA 2 weeks in a row, or 2 games in a row against the Chiefs. And yeah, I got the Niners. I think it's gonna be a really close game though. It's gonna come down to the wire like last time as well.
Dude, speaking of Rams Niners, by the way, did you guys see there's some like reports of basically the Rams like prohibiting people from San Francisco of like buying tickets,
Nah.
They
like
lifted it.
loading
I
it.
lifted
Oh, they
it.
did.
That was like a week ago, and before they even knew who was playing. I think that's all. Like you can literally buy tickets on StubHub if you really
So,
want.
Yeah,
everyone's
they
going.
lifted
Everyone's
it
going.
today.
What a weekend know of NFL and hockey time. Scheibel right here is a hockey expert for all you loyalists to CS Sports.
Yeah, Nado.
I'm
Back
a
when
little
he had
hockey
shorter
guy.
hair. Will knows a good amount too. So, but Scheibel, right now, I heard the Florida Panthers are doing really well. Who's your front runner to win the Stanley?
They got
Yeah, the
Andy
boys from
Blair.
Florida are balling out, but I'm staying true to my colors, and I'm going Penguins to win it all.
Are they
Panthers
good
are
again?
looking good, but they dropped a game to the Kraken yesterday.
Oh, how are you gonna lose to the Kraken?
Worst team in bro. The Kraken own the Sharks though. Low key, we played them twice. We lost twice. Sharks have never beat the
Really?
Kraken in their entire career.
Key wise, boys, solid season. We're about the midpoint, I would say. Who's the best player in the league this year? Is it Sidney Crosby? Is he still in the league? Is it
I mean,
Capitals player, Russian guy, Ovechkin?
It's a Connor McDavid, bro.
is like the go-to, but
Who is it, Scheibel?
I don't know. Timo Meyer's been balling. Shout out Sharks.
Yeah, I don't know. So the boys in Pittsburgh been balling. Crosby, Gensel, all of them. But I'm actually I'm getting word that my roommate be trying to hit the hay, so might have to wrap things up here.
Like Austin Matthews or like Connor McDavid, but like let's talk about Timo Meyer scoring 5 goals in one game. Like,
Facts, bro. We talked about that here on CS Sports.
and I was there. I was in person for that game. A hat
really?
trick in the first period. They literally benched him this like the whole third period. He could have dropped like 10.
True.
Man.
Shout out Sharks for having like no fans so that we could just sneak into like the front row. Like that's depressing when you can like we're literally sitting courtside at hockey.
Facts, man.
But shout out like at least they're not stingy. Like most teams would like the Giants games, they make you check your tickets if you're trying to sneak up.
And also quickly, boys, before we wrap it up, college basketball. There's 4 really solid teams right now. Baylor, Arizona, Gonzaga, Auburn, exactly. And then, Duke, you got to put them in there.
And
But,
Purdue.
who do you guys think is the best team in the league? 'Cause I
Purdue
personally think the
is-
Zags are still really good. Also, Auburn is just playing.
I think it's Auburn. I think it's Auburn right now. I mean, led by Jabari Smith, the freshman phenom. Dude is making a strong case to go number 1 in the draft right now. He's 6'10", who can create his own shot, shoot over everyone. But yeah, they're my favorite in March right now. But also don't sleep on the Zags, of course, and also the Arizona Wildcats.
And
Don't sleep on the
Kansas is in the
Dons
mix.
of USF.
USF should be ranked in my opinion.
USF will probably make it at least. WCC will represent.
Probably.
But yeah, that would be cool actually. But and also just Kansas and Purdue's in the mix.
Don't
Houston.
sleep on Indiana.
The Pac-12 is ridiculous this year, man. I mean, I love the start, the front of the Pac-12 is ridiculous. Then the end's bad as usual. But Arizona, UCLA, USC are all really, really good. So it's fun. I love when Arizona's good. I want them to win a natty.
Yeah. They
And
deserve it
Marquette's
after being so
underrated.
bad at football.
Oh, Marquette, they upset a lot of teams.
Shout out Brennan Carney.
Marquette started
Upset
They
Michigan.
started hot, but they lost a few games.
They won versus Villanova last night though, so that was big.
But they had a really bad loss in the early season. Let me check it real quick.
And in Wisconsin, even though they lost to Michigan State the other night, is a really, really good. People think they're gonna be good. Johnny Davis is
100%.
playing great basketball. Yeah. All right, boys, we got to wrap this up. See you, Will. See you, Luke. Thanks for joining us today. And
Yeah, this is kind of a long episode.
I
yeah.
got some homework.
Peace, boys.
All right, thank you guys for joining us for episode 50. Big milestone for us. Almost actually I think this is our year. No, next week is our year episode. So that's hype. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us once again, and we will see you guys next week. And we will do this week we'll do top 10 Patriots playoffs moment, or just playoffs, or just
No, you'll do top 10 Patriots moments, and I'll do top 10 Niners moments.
I'll do top 10 Patriots moments of the 2010s, and Casey will do top 10 Niners moments of the 2010s, and we'll post those midweek.
It'll be like
just
a
as
start
like
of a new series.
just as little mini videos, but just to keep you guys entertained throughout the week, in case you're in desperate need of more serious sports content, which Luke Young is, because he was complaining to me. He was like, I need something to watch during my prep while you guys upload it. So,
Fact.
so yeah, so that'll be there for you guys.
Yeah, start of a new series. And then once the offseason starts, we'll be ranking all the players. I'm hyped.
Oh, it's gonna be so hype.
All right, see you guys.
Dalton Schultz, top 10 tight ends. Yeah.